Yeah. He just was like, you look stupid.
Oh, okay. So Jared, he raises a good point. He says Darkin is more narrow-minded and thus blinded by his ambition.
He just doesn't give a fuck.
Right. No, he's too, I was going to try and put another word to it, but I was like, no, narrow-minded. Yeah. No, nailed it. Also want to throw out there real quick, Jared, thank you for being here tonight, man. I missed, or I didn't comment on a comment earlier where he was like, I'm listening until I have to actually, work.
Yeah.
So appreciate it, man.
So about the ball eating, I also want to bring up real quick. Sorry, I just smacked my. You're gonna hear a lot of mouth noises because we can't edit them out.
Yeah. Just wait until the burps start happening.
So about the ball eating, it happens more than once in this book, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just. I just want to touch on it again. Like, we're talking about the book as an overall, and you were mentioning themes, and I feel like there's definitely a ball-eating theme in the book.
Gosh, yeah. Well, there's a few ways to look at it. As like, it's weird to say ball eating could be a theme. Speaking of it, Jared says coworker just heard ball eating and said, "What the fuck?" Be like, hey man, you want to listen to a cool podcast where we talk about stuff like this all the time? No, the ball eating, it's a weird thing because it's like it has to do with power, the way I look at it. Okay, so Darkin.
Of course you do.
If you squint at it, Jade, if you squint at it. Darkin. Okay, yeah, here we go, guys. Jared, prepare your coworker for this. Darkin Rawl ate Carl's balls.
Yeah.
And he did that because Carl was pure. And he needed the pure essence of... I'm sorry, Al just said mountain oysters. Oh. He needed the pure essence of, like, innocence. But innocence can be powerful. Obviously it is, because it's something that Darkin Rawl needed to perform dark magic. So the innocent boy balls were a power that Darkin Rawl wouldn't otherwise have. I mean, we know his aren't pure anyway when he's got that one fucked up one.
Yeah, they're all burned.
But then Kaylin flips that on end. Now, she obviously does not eat Demon's balls, and gosh, that could imply something completely different, which I am not implying.
No, she puts no balls in her mouth.
Yeah, no, she puts them in his own mouth.
Yeah.
Which is another kind of power, like an evil power. Quite obviously, Demon was like a kitty toucher and a raper and raper. That's close to a sword, but not quite. But he's bad.
It's not funny. You're funny.
Well, again, I want to thank Pear and Beer for lubing up this episode so far. That's right, Al. That's why you always sacrifice virgins, because they're pure and they're good. And so Darkin needed that pure goodness. And opposite of that, Kaylin obviously did not want anything to do with the kind of power that Demon's balls would represent. And so Demon ate his own balls because nobody wants that shit. But it's like Jade said, it's a theme. It's about power, and it's about wanted power and unwanted power. And the difference is who has to suffer. In one case, Carl. He's just a kid. And Demon is an evil bastard who needed to be killed. But it's about what it represents, I guess. That's what I was trying to get to.
When you break it down like that, you make it sound rational and totally yeah, all right. I see why that was written in there and why that was there and why we heard it twice.
I know where you're going with this already.
But normally You don't hear about people eating balls, and then it happens again, and you're like, oh my god. It's a lot of ball eating. That's all.
Well, okay, so maybe that has something to do with the fact that Terry is a man, and he went, what is the worst thing that I could think of? Well, having your balls ate's pretty fucking bad. Let's go with that.
Eating your own balls is even worse. That's how we're going to climax the story.
I'm just saying, okay, and maybe this is a stretch here. Nah, I'm going to take that back. No, it's not. Nobody thinks of, what's the lady's name who...
Lorena Bobbitt?
Yeah. Now, I don't remember... Yeah, that's exactly who I was going for. I don't remember if that was justified or not, okay? I don't.
I mean, he cheated, I think.
Okay, so, yeah, I mean, kind of just... Well, I don't know if, like,
you
mutilation is justified. I'm just saying... It made everybody uncomfortable, regardless of her reason for doing it. It makes you go, oh, ugh, because it's bad. And that's, I guess, what it was. Kalen had a pretty good reason for making Demon eat his own balls, gross as it is. Darkin, not morally justified, but he also had a reason for making Carl lose his balls.
See, Jared is talking about having them raw versus having Gordon Ramsay prepare them nicely. Oh. And that was actually something I was considering asking, but I wasn't sure if I was going to go there. But, like, do you think it makes it worse that he had to eat them raw?
Oh, yeah.
Also,
yeah.
Also, Darkin ate him raw, like, mashed up with the heart.
Gosh, I think... Wow, what do I think?
Would you rather have them mashed and raw? Or is, like, fried best option?
Oh, okay. So my instinct would tell me... Although we did talk about this on Patreon. We did a cannibalism episode in which we specifically talked about how Aaron and I both hard no on the ball eating and or the penis eating, because nah, I'm just not interested in that. That being said, I mean, I might take a bite of person, just not ball, but that's another thing for another episode. Actually, we did that episode. So, yes, I think cooked would be better. I think raw would be gross, but I think the mash, that like what Darkin did, would be the worst.
I disagree.
Why?
I think raw, like straight off, would be the hardest.
Like, oh wait, okay. So you're talking about whole ball raw.
That's how Demon had to eat them?
You know what? I'm going to change my answer then, because just hearing you say that kind of creeps me out a little bit.
You hate the fat.
Yeah, I don't eat that. So I think being all mushed up would probably be the way to go.
I feel like we need to maybe...
No, but see, that right here is why it's in the book. Because it makes people do that. Let's just not talk about this anymore.
But look at our comments. They're hilarious.
This is why you guys are our people. Okay, so Samantha goes, I'm sitting next to my husband with headphones on, and I asked him. His response was cooked while scooting farther away from me. He's very concerned. Yeah, okay, right here. Jared's saying, you got to make him unrecognizable. That's what I wasn't really considering at first. Yeah, I don't like the gristle, for one, but if you could hide what it is in any way, shape, or form and go, just...
Kind of like the principle you don't like things looking at you. It's the balls. Right. You don't want them looking at you.
You don't want to recognize what it is.
Yeah.
Ugh. But what it represents and why everybody goes, gross, let's not talk about that, which it is gross, is why it's in the book. Because I think Terry was like, what's the worst fucking thing you could possibly like do is to a guy like, oh, God, well, we can't lose the boys, we've grown attached over the years. And then how do we make that worse? Well, obviously somebody's got to eat something gross.
I kind of want to watch Fear Factor now.
Oh God. Yeah, let's ask Joe Rogan, see how he feels about that.
Oh.
Okay, so Al Meyer just said, my dad used to raise hogs. Every year, we would have to castrate them. Some of Dad's friends would take the balls and deep fry them. Is that what you were talking about with the what was it, Rocky Mountain oysters?
Aren't those bull testicles? Something
Rocky
like that.
Mountain. I'm almost thinking, what is it, like goat? I don't
No,
know. I
they're
have
not-
no idea what I'm talking about.
No, they're not goat testicles. They're bull testicles.
Is goat balls played out? Yes. Okay. Yes, that's what they are. Well, then see, I'm still not interested in eating balls. I'm not. But if they were deep fried,
Anything deep fried will make you consider it.
I mean, I've eaten meatballs before, and don't get me wrong, I'm not coming off my stance of I don't want to eat balls, but I'm just saying
You could be persuaded, maybe.
no.
That's
I'm
what
saying
I'm hearing.
I would be more likely to be persuaded if they were deep fried.
Noted.
Deep fried and then like chopped up. Piece of ball. I don't want to. The whole thing is just too much.
Oh yeah, I have plans. Don't worry.
You guys probably don't know this, but Jade for damn sure does. I don't eat anything unless I ask what it is before I eat it. So that would require you to lie to me, which I know you wouldn't do if I were like, Jade, what is this? And that comes from a place, little personal story for all of you. When I was young, specifically dad, my mom would not do this to me, but my dad would. He would make dinner, and we'd be like, what's for dinner? And he'd be like, that. And I'd be like, what is that? And he would say, meat. And then laugh, and that would be the answer that I got. So this is not a joke, guys. I was a teenager before I knew the difference between like roast or pork or other animals. You know, we're in Michigan, so we get venison a lot. And like, I just didn't know. I just plain didn't know. And so now I have a complex where I'm like, what is that? Jade cannot just turn to me and go, here, eat this. I have to back away.
I try to shove things in his mouth all the time. He doesn't like it.
I got to assess the situation and be like, before I chew.
See, what the trick is I deep fry things and then I leave them on the counter and walk away.
Right. Just wait for me to get curious enough.
Everyone will be eating them, and then everyone will be like, wait, what is this? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Go ahead.
Jade's going to look right at me and go, meat? My wife said, this is from Jared. My wife said as a child, ate many fried goat balls before somebody let her know what it was. Oh, man. So just like Jade was saying, she just let everybody get curious, and we'd kind of creep up, eat it, and then be like, oh, by the way, do you know, did your wife like them? I don't know.
Probably. She said if she ate many.
Yeah, like, okay, Al, too. Your dad's friends would take the balls and deep fry them. Did you ever try them? Are they good?
Do you like balls?
To answer your second question, Al, yes, I have had squirrel.
That's weird.
It's not awful. It's not my favorite, but like, yeah, fuck, if you're camping, you gotta eat. Oh, well, I'm glad we made it through that, guys.
My beer's gone.
Oh, no. Here, yeah. Well, no, I got to drink faster. I was too involved in all of that ball talk to drink. I was just fascinated. Oh, gosh, balls. Who would have thought? Okay, I did try it once. He says, cooked correctly, it's not too bad. All right. Well. Maybe, what a thing to admit live on a podcast. Maybe my view has changed a little bit. I'm still not thrilled about the idea of eating balls, but I mean, maybe if deep fried and cut up, like I said before, I might be able to be persuaded to try it. I mean,
if it's a ball, it is not a ball.
Right.